Welcome to
the Sky Podcast.
Exclusive on Spotify.
Season 2!
And we're back.
Season 2. Wow.
Wow. Bakit
Season
tayo
2
may
with two
season
kids. My God. We needed to take a break, guys, because
Number one, Kryz was very pregnant.
I'm very tired.
Number two, she
Slater
gave
is very
birth.
busy. Yeah, and daming reasons,
Yeah.
actually.
And number three, now we're back because we're a little bit more settled, I would
We're
say.
a family of 4. Can you believe? It's crazy. It's crazy that just in a span of 3 years since we got married, our life has completely changed.
So,
And roller coaster siya. Like, ang daming nangyari. It's not like it just changed because one thing happened. It's like, we got married, we moved to a house, you had 2 kids.
COVID,
Like, COVID, or that, like all of these things. Like, oh my gosh. We deserve a break. Kaya season 2, fresh start.
fresh start. So, what will they be expecting from us this year?
I
Or
don't know,
this
love.
time around?
Maybe you're a better person to answer that question.
I feel like a lot of people can relate when we talk about our personal struggles, how we like overcame them.
Wow.
Yeah, diba? And a little bit of life stories.
Yeah, and you guys seem to really like it when we share our love stories.
Love advice. So,
Love
gawa
advice.
tayo ng love advice.
Yeah. And we might also be doing like letters from you guys because we would love to guest you guys on our channel. Syempre, yung number 1 priority namin is Sky Fam.
Yeah.
And so we love to hear about what you guys have to say. Siguro we can guest you guys on the channel through letters and stuff like that. We'll be announcing it on our socials, so please watch out for that. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We're at Sky Podcast. So super easy to find. Exciting times, guys.
But you know, the best thing about a podcast versus any other form of media is we get to spend time to really like break down and himay-himay talaga yung mga thoughts natin. We're able to detail it. We're able to
Make babad on certain topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like for example, today we're
Make
going to be
babad.
sharing to you the story of little Sevi.
Yeah,
And
our little
bakit
boy.
yung pangalan niya from Sebastian, we changed it to Seven in the last minute. So his name is Seven Kai Young. And he was born about 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
May 21st.
Our little miracle baby.
Yeah, so a little bit of a story behind that is that yung expected na due date ni Kryz was supposed to be June
6.
Yeah, first week of June pa.
June 6, which is today, when
Oo.
we're filming.
Yung ano?
Yeah.
Yes. And so in the middle of the night, Kryz woke me up. It was around 2-3 a.m. and Kryz was saying na parang, wait lang ha. Kasi may umiiyak sa labas. Wait lang.
Mom and dad probs. This is also why, guys, it took us so long to film another episode for you guys because literally our house is nonstop this noise.
Okay, so Scott, may konting temper tantrums.
Yeah.
So, that's our life right now. Ang daming mga disturbances, happy noise.
Happy noise, sometimes not so happy
not
noise.
so happy. Sometimes sleepless nights, especially for Kryz,
Yeah.
sleepless nights.
So forgive me if for season 2, medyo lutang yung brain ko.
Hindi, kaya mo na yan. I think, give it like 2 or 3 months, I think you'll be back to normal.
Let's hope so.
I hope.
The Sky Fam will pray for me for the sake of this podcast.
Pero anyways, so si Baby Sevi, you continue the story. You woke me up in
Well,
the middle of the night.
let's rewind a bit before that because Slater and I were really hoping to give birth a little bit earlier. Kasi ayaw namin na June 2 yung birthday ni Scott and I was gonna give birth more or less June 6, give or plus minus 1 or 2 weeks.
Yes.
So ayaw namin na pag birthday ni Scott, nasa hospital kami.
Oo.
And we wouldn't be there with him during his birthday.
Yes.
So we were hoping sana May ako mga anak. Para also it's not so close together.
Oo.
And in the future, you know, syempre you want them to have their own special days separate from each other. They'll build their own identity.
Pag nagbo-birthday, hindi sabay yung party nila.
Hindi sabay yung party, hindi sabay yung cake, hindi sabay yung gift.
Oo.
Kasi na-experience ni Slater yon, di ba?
Like my birthday is very close to December 25.
Yes.
So, December 19 ako. So, kadalasan, the birthday party ko is just the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And so, people go there thinking it's a Christmas party.
And they forget about you.
Oo, or like,
yung gift niya 2-in-1.
Yeah, so mga ganyan. And my brother, ganyan din kasi January 3 siya.
Yeah.
So it's the same like whole concept. Like, parang, no, I don't want my kids to experience this. I want na they
May
have their
separate
own day.
Oo. Tsaka sa amin, sa house namin, birthdays are so important. Diba? It's a whole day celebration. So it really made us feel growing up na special, like this is your special day and you deserve this day. And so gusto ko, ganun din for our kids.
Yeah.
So kaya gusto namin may talaga mga anak. But whenever we'd go to the doctor would always tell me, sobrang layo mo pa. Feeling ko, June 2 ka talaga mga anak. Lalala. So
Yes.
parang, oh, love, matagal pa to. And then there was this one day that I said, you know what, I'm really gonna take matters into my own hands. I'm going to YouTube all of the ways to induce labor naturally. Remember, love?
Yes.
And so I did 3 exercises on a birthing ball, yoga to induce labor, but all natural.
Nag-walking ka pa.
Nag-walking pa ako, uphill, like all of these things. Kasi in my head, parang, it's not sure naman it's gonna work, but at least, you know, maybe it can speed things up just a little bit.
Then there was
Yeah.
this one night na
That
parang,
night.
natanggal yung mucus plug mo, di ba? Parang
Yeah. So that night, after we did all of these labor-inducing things, I'm like, oh my gosh, natanggal yung mucus plug ko. So I texted my doctor and she said, please get a PCR test.
Kasi bawal to give birth or you'll be joined with the COVID positive patients or that area if wala kang PCR test. You'll
And
be
mas
treated as
mahal.
positive. Yes.
Kasi lahat ng nurses mo,
PPE,
doctors
ganyan.
mo, naka-PPE, ganyan. And matagal kasi ang dami nilang test na kailangan gawin before they admit you, stuff like that. So she said, get a PCR test na. So the very next day, Slater and I got a PCR test super early in the morning kasi sobrang full ni Slater that day. Diba? Ang dami mong ganap. So parang 6 a.m., tara, punta natin ng hospital.
Yeah.
And then, the next day, I went to the doctor and she said, what? Hindi, that was not your mucus plug.
Kasi you're very far off
You're
pa.
far pa. Your cervix is still posterior. The head is low na, but parang feeling ko talaga mga 2 weeks pa. 2 to 3 weeks pa. I'm like, oh man, like,
Si Kryz
ayoko.
was, I want this baby out na. Napapagod na ako.
Tsaka, I went to the doctor like a few days, like siguro 2-3 days before. She said, okay, the baby's around 5 pounds. 2-3 days later, naging 6 pounds na yung baby. So I was so scared because my doctor told me, I'm sure you can push out a 7-pounder, but kung 8-pounder na yun, hindi na ako sure. Baka mag-CS na tayo. I'm like, no! And then, so fast forward nga, we got our PCR test. The next day, she said, oh, it doesn't seem like it's gonna come out. And then, the day after, 2 days after,
2 days after.
I woke you up in the middle of the
You woke
night.
me up in like 3 a.m. siguro yun. And then like
Yeah.
parang, love, ang sakit na talaga. Like, sabi ko, do you wanna go to the hospital? Sabi niya, no, I don't wanna go yet. Parang, it's too early ba yun? Like parang, I don't wanna spend too much time in the hospital. Chill lang muna tayo kahit ang sakit na.
Yeah, because I remember with Scotty, we were so
Atat.
and anxious and we didn't know when to go to the hospital exactly.
Yes.
So this time around, I'm like, I want to be sure that these are real contractions. And I want to like, I'm only gonna go if it's really painful na talaga. So the whole night, nagtitiis ako ng masakit na contractions without knowing that I was already progressing. So when we got to the hospital at like, siguro mga 8 a.m.
Kasi yun nga, inintay ni Kryz.
Yeah,
like,
imagine 1 a.m. ako nag-contractions, 8 a.m. pa ako pumunta sa hospital. Yun. So when we got there, sabi ng mga doctors, Ma'am, 6 c.m. ka na. I'm like, what? Buto na lang we left agad, no?
Yes.
I mean, not agad, but when we left and we did.
Yes.
We also wanted to say goodbye to Scott pa.
Yes.
Which is
Because
why
we
we
won't be
extended.
seeing him for like a few days.
Yeah. That was actually my first time without Scott.
Yeah, bawal pa kasi visitors sa hospital. It's
Yeah.
just you and the companion, di ba?
Our 2 COVID babies, our 2 pandemic babies had to experience a very lonely hospital birthing experience. No lang guests.
So,
But
pagdating natin sa hospital,
pagdating
I
natin
was
sa
just
hospital,
outside.
yes. When I gave birth to Scott and we went to the hospital, it was ghost town. There was no one there kasi height of the pandemic yun.
Yes.
This time around when we got there,
Sobrang daming tao.
ang daming dads sa labas ng delivery room.
Timing. For some reason, everybody was giving birth that day.
Yeah, Yeah, and they only had one private room, which means that there's only one room where Slater can be a part of the delivery. The rest is like, sama ka sa ward, ganon.
Yes.
Eh, nung nakita ko yung madaming dad sa labas, I'm like, oh my God, for sure, wala na tong private room na to.
Yeah.
And true enough, when we went in, somebody had already taken it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, oh no, I can't do this. I can't labor alone. Because I just kept thinking about all of my experiences with Scotty and how difficult it was and how I really needed a support system there with me. But Slater couldn't be there and wala rin siyang tulog. So parang, paano na maghintay siya sa labas buong time?
Yeah.
In a plastic chair. Kawawa naman, di ba? What are you feeling at this time, love?
Actually, nothing much. Nothing much talaga. Because I didn't know what was going on. Ang naisip ko lang talaga, I was like, okay, labor with Scotty for you was very, very painful. So naisip ko, at least hindi ko parang out of sight, out of mind siya sa my part. Because
What
I
a
don't like...
bitch!
No, I don't like seeing you suffering. But you're gonna suffer either way, even if wala ako or andyan ka.
That's so mean. Like, other people would say, like, oh, I wish I was there to be with her when she's suffering. But she's like, I'm
No,
glad
I'm
I don't
just-
see it.
Silver lining lang tinignan ko the whole time.
If you guys want to hear the full episode, you can.
Check us out on Spotify.
Spotify.
It's free, guys. It's free.
See you there.
SKYPODCAST.
SKYPODCAST.